quiet Saturday evening and a free week. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I would love to say train, but if I just looked in the dressing room, I wonder if we can play five aside.
We deserved definitely more, maybe even a win, because we created so many chances. We had a bad start in the game, you reacted well, but in the end it's about consistency, doing it for 90 minutes, not only for some phases of the game, and that's why we lost it.
When you play for Liverpool, you just have to win games, so hard to answer, but when you see the games coming, we are Liverpool, we need to win.
Reaction to the performance of the result today?
Hard work. We had to work really hard for this win because we faced a very good team that kept on going till the end. For the first time in weeks, maybe I should say months, that I feel that we had a little bit of luck on our side. Of course, we had enough chances as well, but they had more chances than multiple other teams that we faced have had. And now we have a clean sheet, where in some other games we've conceded 3 without even conceding a chance.
Why do you think it was so open in your half of the field?
I don't think it was constantly very open, but there were a lot of good players on the pitch, and they can create things also in small spaces. So I think in the second half, the moments they had were when we were together in and around our box, and when we had our chances that came from counter-attacks, I think mainly in the second half. But in the meantime, I also liked the way we played. I think we were quite comfortable and good on the ball. And like I said, maybe we deserve this little bit of luck as well. If I look at the mentality the players showed with the injuries we had again, the substitutions we had to make, players on so many different positions because we didn't have one-on-one replacements. So the mentality was also very good today.
Tell us again about Ugo Ekitike. For the second Saturday in a row, he's got 2 goals. He seems to play with a joy. It's almost childlike in a good way.
Yeah. No, I think he was in moments impressive today. So a few times the goals he scored were on itself good goals, but I think there were other moments where I thought, wow, and that was a few times when he made a sprint. You could see how fast he is compared to some others, and that is of course why we wanted him, apart from the goals he can score. And it's good to see that he and many others that have come during the summer are making steps, are making progress, and he's definitely one of them.
And another one of those players, Florian Wirtz. Are you of the feeling that it is getting better and better by the game?
Yeah, definitely. The way he handles the ball, how comfortable he is with that. I think he's also one of the players. I mean, when I say that he's getting better and better. He was already very good when we signed him, but he's getting better and better. He's getting stronger and stronger. I see him running people off the ball. So all the hard work the players have put in the last few months is paid off more and more if you look at individual performances as well.
Hugo, well done. 2 goals, 3 points. The perfect day for you.
I wouldn't say perfect because I know I could score way more today, but obviously the most important was to win in front of our fans, so it's a good day at work, yeah.
Quick start, was that always the plan, to get the early goal?
I mean, the ball came quick. I tried to be ready, but yeah, obviously when you start a game, you don't expect a ball to come at the first minute. But yeah, I try to be always ready, and that's good to start the game with 1-0.
And the second goal, an old-fashioned centre-forward's header from Salah's corner.
Yeah, it gave me a great ball. I just had to be in a good place, and that's what I did, and easy to finish.
You said you should have got more. It might have been a hat-trick, mightn't it, today?
Yeah, I was looking for the hat-trick, but it's going to be another time. But yeah, it's good, 2 goals.
It's been a good week in the end for Liverpool. The club really coming together, a team coming together.
Yeah, I mean, we try to stick together, work together. Even today it wasn't easy. At the end of the game, we have to stay compact, stick together, because when we are in that position, it's difficult to get a result. But yeah, happy today because I think we deserve. We did a great week, and let's continue.
What's the minimum requirement now for Liverpool? Top 4?
When you play for Liverpool, you just have to win games. So hard to answer, but when you see the games coming, we are Liverpool. We need to win.
Let's start with him. We'll come on to Salah in a little while, but he was their star man today.
Well, he's definitely doing something right because even Al's impressed. No, he's been a breath of fresh air. He's been the shining light of the new signings. You could argue he's been, with Szoboszlai, probably Liverpool's best player this season. In fact, the whole team started well. There was a great urgency about them. Szoboszlai doing what he does best, setting the press. Jones, who was also outstanding, trying to stop Belieber get the ball and stop Brighton playing, because we know that's how they like to play, and it kind of suited Liverpool. This is in the first minute of the game. Look at Kirkez, the urgency. Get the ball back in play. Let's try and get at them. Let's try and make a good start, because they haven't done that very often at Anfield. And then when the clearance comes out, which is a poor one, as we know, be first to it, win the header, be brave, and Gomez is. And Ekitike, you know, for your first chance in the game, that is some finish. A confident lad. He plays free, I think. He seems to have complete belief in himself. He'll take shots on from wherever, not leaning back a little bit there, but just wanting to score goals and get himself in good positions. And I think this is where he's really good as well, and quite unique, is because when he goes deep, he's got good technique and good vision. And look, he can run, he's quick. And he doesn't stop here and watch. He just pulls out again, waiting to create that little space, and takes it early, which I really like. And he's only a foot or two away from getting his second there. And I thought he grew in the second half and got even better. He was getting more confident, wanting to be the main man and make an impact on the game. I mean, this is terrific skill and power. Just fluffs the shot a little bit, doesn't quite get the technique right, but he deserved everything he got today. His work rate was good off the ball. You need that when you play for Liverpool. Again, belief in himself to try, and that's from outside the box. And with his height and his presence, he's going to get plenty of headers. Yeah, it's poor defending, but look at the leap. Got his just rewards today, and as I said before, he's been. The fans have taken to him. He's been sensational.
And look, these two are going to be compared because they signed in the same transfer window. But not only are his goals a huge reward for Liverpool, but he's also more involved. The numbers show that he's more involved in everything that they're doing.
Well, they're different types of players, but ultimately, as a centre forward, you want to impact in games, scoring goals, making goals. And causing the other team problems, and he's doing that on all these different. You look at the goals there, and even winning the ball back as well, which for Liverpool is super important. That press, he deserves all the credit he's given.
What do you like about it?
7 goals and 10 starts. There's a rawness about him, definitely, but I love his attitude. I love how keen he is, and I love that how he's taken to life at Anfield at Liverpool. That has been a really difficult season, and there's no doubt he's the one that stood out. And I think he plays with the freedom, and he's going to give plenty of defenders tough times because he's strong and he's quick, and clearly he can finish.
In amongst all the noise about Mo Salah, what he actually did today was break the Premier League record for most goals and assists for a single club. That's Premier League only. What did you see on the pitch before we come to the off the pitch?
With
Salah.
I thought he did well when he came on. I guess it was a bit earlier than he thought it would be. 26 minutes he came on, but I thought he worked really hard. I thought he was involved. You couldn't question his attitude at all. He had 1 or 2 opportunities that he perhaps might have scored on another day, but that ball should have came into him there with a better ball, and he still gets his shot away. Decent save from the keeper. You wouldn't expect him to beat the keeper from that angle, but he, as I said, he was quick. He got into really good positions. This is the big chance that he had. Good work from Chiesa. He puts it really on a plate for him, and you'd expect him to score there. And right at the end here, I mean, this is fantastic here. Look at the 2 players who are getting up to support him, Robertson and Van Dijk. It's an awful pass that I think it's meant to be Van Dijk.
If you're a centre-half, you don't want that, do you?
Not when you made that run, absolutely. But I think I think what is also noticeable, I don't think it is going to go away as much as Arne Slot and Liverpool would want it to, because after the game on Tuesday, I think Arne was quoted as saying, well, is he going to say sorry? And it was noticeable today that in his interview afterwards, he didn't actually say whether...
But he said they had a meeting, didn't he?
Yeah,
he said they had a meeting, so he's back. And it's settled down, so that view doesn't draw a line.
Also settled down because he's away now for the AFCON as well. So it will quieten down, but the quicker that comes to an end, then the questions will start again.
Does it draw a line under it for you?
No, I agree with Al. I think that short-term resolution was a surprise to everyone, but it makes sense the more you think about it, because the club's the most important, and now it's going to stop for a while.
OK.
I think the reason why he wasn't in Milan was his interview, and the question is always, and everybody has a different opinion about that, should he be once or twice, 3 times, 4 times, 4 months, 12 years? Every manager makes different decisions in that, but he wasn't involved in the game against Milan, and I spoke to him yesterday, and I think, as I usually never say anything about where we talk about, I'm not going to make an exception now, but I think actions speak louder than what has been said. He was in the squad again, and when I had to make my first substitutions, I brought him in, and he performed as I think every fan, including me, would like him to perform today. There's no issue to resolve. For me, he's now the same as any other player. You talk to your players if you're happy or unhappy with things, but there's nothing for me to talk about after what happened against Leeds after the game.
And we'll get stuck into Mo Salah in a little bit. But look, after a run of, 9 defeats in 12 games for Liverpool, this is their last 5. Tim Sherwood, Aaron Ramsey. Crisis? What crisis? It's calmed a few nerves, hasn't it, recently?
Well, it's a lot better. It's been a good week for him to play in the San Siro, a team who've been in the last 3 Champions League. They've been 2 finals. So, they're no mugs. They're a very good side. And to go over there and keep a clean sheet and play the way they did, I thought it was their best performance of the season. And then to go home where the expectancy is and the circus around Mo Salah, he's put him back in the squad yesterday, and to get onto the pitch so early on in the game, I thought he'd come in and affected the game. I think that it looks like everything's been put behind him. The manager's making the decision, like he always does, in my opinion, in the best interests of Liverpool Football Club and not in the best interests of Mo Salah or any other individual player. And they got it right today. So I'm pleased for Liverpool Football Club, and I'm pleased that they're on the right track to get back up that league.
Mo Salah, of course, the talk of the town, and we will talk more about him and the town in a couple of minutes. But Ugo Ekitike, another couple of goals, and he seems to have settled seamlessly into a Liverpool shirt, doesn't he, Aaron?
Yeah, I think he's hit the ground running since he arrived, and he's such a threat. Another couple of goals here in this game, and he's definitely contributing and playing his part in the last 6 games we've seen, and getting their season back on track. So a big player for them. That's a great finish there. That technique there too, because the ball's just sat up slightly, and then to get that technique, get over the ball and keep it down was a sensational finish. And then this one there, I bet he couldn't believe his luck that he was free in the inside the 6-yard area, and then it's a great header as well, to guide that back in, because so many times you can close your eyes on them ones and they go flying over the bar or whatever, but to keep your focus and then to finish that off was a nice header.
And I think, Tim, a lot of us thought that Alexander Isak would be potentially at the top of this list already, by now, but he's certainly pulling his weight, Ugo Ekitike, when you look at those numbers.
You'd have to say he's been a success, yeah. He's not been sensational, but he's been good. And it's been a difficult time for all concerned at Liverpool, certainly the playing staff and new players coming in. It's hard to settle to the Premier League. Most competitive league in the world. We talk about it all the time, but it really is, Aaron, isn't it? And it's difficult for these guys coming from different countries, getting used to the climate first and foremost, but getting used to the league. And I think he's done brilliantly, I really do. And yes, you're absolutely right. We thought Isak might be the man who'll step in there, because he's already rehearsed in the Premier League at Newcastle. He's sensational there.
Do you think, though, Tim, that the cement is setting that for him being the 9, for him being the starting?
Well, I think they need to find... Well, when you spend that sort of money, I think the manager needs to find a place for both of them in the side, and Wirtz as well, and Mo Salah, perhaps. We don't know what's going to happen after the AFCON competition. We don't know whether Mo's going to come back. I think it's still up in the air, that conversation. I really do. I don't think today they've done what they had to do for the football club, and that's all. They get paid by the football club, both the manager and Mo Salah, and they have to do what's best for the club. And I think today they did that. But what will happen when he comes back from the AFCON, I think it remains to be seen.
Yeah, certainly does. Diego Gomez had a great chance. 1-0 Liverpool at this stage, Aaron. It's a big opportunity, isn't it, for the visitors here?
Yeah, it's a great ball across, and then, that ball just takes out 3 or 4 Liverpool players, and then you're in at the far stick, and you can't believe your luck when it comes across, and you really need to focus on these finishes.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you guide it towards the goal and get it into the back of the net. The minute you think that you've already scored before it comes, that's when, the timing is slightly off and you sort of scuff them ones a little bit. But, they got lucky there.
So Mo Salah's day, in general, I know you touched, I don't think any of us expected to see him on the pitch in the 26th minute. No. Joe Gomez injury, reshuffle formation-wise, and he comes on. Can he go off to AFCON with his head held high? Now, how is he going to be feeling, do you think, getting on that plane with his Egypt teammates?
I'm not sure what's going on behind the scenes, but on face value, the manager's brought him on. It was the first change. He could have brought on Chiesa, could have brought on Isak. He didn't. He brought on Mo Salah, and I thought he performed really well. There was a couple of chances in the second half when he had 1v1s, and you normally see him go past defenders as if they're not there. He didn't do that today. He's not back to his best. There's a great assist there for Ekitike's second goal. Mo's not back to his best, but Liverpool are not back to their best at the moment. So it's going to take some time to get a rhythm. But now he goes away, and hopefully he comes back to the Premier League, because we want to see him in the Premier League. It's been a privilege to talk about this man in the Premier League. That was a chance there, but he got himself 70 yards. He had to run to get himself in that position. But this one, I mean, look, 1v1 with someone against who can't run. I mean, this is simple. Just deep breath and make the pass. And, it is poor. It looks like he was at the end of his energy there. But, like I say, he's not firing on all cylinders, but he's still one of the best foreign imports we have ever seen in the Premier League. The Egyptian magician is absolutely a privilege to talk about.
And look, these are the scenes, obviously, at the end there. You can read a lot into this. It's a goodbye in a way, because he's going off for at least a few weeks with Egypt. Do you think we will see him in a Liverpool shirt again, Aaron?
I hope so. I think obviously what's gone on, he's got caught in a sort of red-headed situation there where he's gone to the press straight after. I don't think he normally does go and speak to the press, so it was one of them frustrating moments probably. The club have dealt with it. I think they've dealt with it sensibly as well, and the manager has taken a step back, taken him out of the one game and then brought him back into this, with the meetings that probably have gone on in that week. But then for him then, it was all about, well, as a manager, you'd want to see a reaction then from him. And I think today you have seen a reaction from him. Yeah, it's probably not his, vintage Mo Salah, what we're used to him taking on players, but you've seen the work ethic was there, the intention was there. Yet he got caught in two minds at the end there. Probably, do I take him on or do I play a pass? And got caught in both. But I think, for the Premier League, you want to see, the best players, and he's certainly been one of the Premier League greats. So hopefully we can see him in there after the AFCON.
Next few weeks will be fascinating. Will there be bids from Saudi Arabia? We shall see. And look, even when he's not at his best, Tim, Mo Salah is still breaking records today, the most goal involvements for a single club.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps racking them up, doesn't he? Just jumped above Wayne Rooney there. See, listen, I love watching him. I love talking about him. But what he did, I felt was wrong. I think, having been a manager myself, the manager's only picking a team where he thinks can win the football match, and he's not worried about any individuals. I think Mo was unfortunate. It could have been anyone who he's left out, but Mo's been unfortunate that they spent an awful lot of money on some attacking players, Ekitike, Isak, Wirtz. So the manager had options to change at the top end of the field. If he had the defenders to change, he would have changed the defenders. Even Virgil van Dijk, who I think is an absolute magnificent footballer, but he's not having a good time. Konate certainly would have been relieved of his duties and they would have made changes, but he never had them options. So the only reason that he's left out Mo Salah is for the best interests of the club to try and get a result and get them back on track, because at the moment, the defence of the Premier League title last season has been poor. And why would a manager... He's not doing it any other reason. There's no personal reason or vendetta against Mo Salah. It's a reason is he wants Liverpool to win the game, and that is what he felt was the best thing to do to try and get results. And they're on the right track at the moment, and hopefully you can see that smile back in the Premier League again after the AFCON.
Right, one game down on the Saturday wrap, still 3.
You mentioned before the game that you have missed so many players. The players are tired after a long week. So how pleased are you with the performance and the result at the end against a team that's really hard to play against, like Brighton?
Yeah, very pleased. We have to give so many compliments that for the players that have been available in the last one and a half, 2 weeks, because they had to share playing time with 13, 14 players, I think, and that always creates a lot of loading for them. So a lot of minutes for them, and then again facing a strong team like Brighton, who had a week to prepare, who were full of energy. It was a great game to watch, I think. From both sides there were chances. For the first time in weeks, maybe I should say months, I felt that we had a few times a little bit of luck as well. Although we missed our multiple chances as well, but they too. And recently I've seen teams without creating chances scoring goals against us, but today we were maybe a little bit of lucky that they did have their chances but didn't score.
Of course, Hugo will get all the credit for the goals he scored deservedly. He played wonderful today. But what about also Dominic and Curtis, because they changed many positions during the game because of the necessity?
Yeah, that is what I almost said just a second ago. If there are not so many players available, then it's I think everybody can understand that you don't have one-on-one substitutions for every position. So that means that in the first half, if your fullback goes out, and we had to be very careful with him in the last few weeks, where maybe people expected him more and more and more, if I was complaining about not having a fullback. But we always knew that we had to take care of Joe, and today showed probably again why. And as a result of that, Dominic had to play as a fullback, and then he had to go out, so Curtis had to play there. So big performances from any of them, including Hugo, because that's where your question started with. I think you can see he's not the only one, but the players that we brought in the summer that weren't used to the Premier League, some of them weren't used to playing Premier League and Champions League, that they're all making progress and getting fitter and fitter and play better games for us more and more.
As you can tell, we were all happy to see Mo playing in this game, smiles everywhere. So how did it go between everyone yesterday and for him to be playing here tonight and maybe saying his goodbyes before he goes to the AFCON?
Yeah, I think actions speak louder than what I can say about it. He was here, so that tells you how the conversation yesterday went, and he was the first substitution I made. So I think, yeah, that already gives an answer to all the questions you have.
Will we see him after the AFCON?
First of all, he goes to the AFCON, and we have a lot of games to play. And he's a Liverpool player, so yeah, I expect him to be back afterwards, yes.
Way to start a football match, not ideal today.
Yes.
That aside, were you relatively pleased with your sides? Was 2-0 a fair reflection of that game?
I don't know if it was a fair reflection. I think there are experts who can judge that. In the end, we didn't start well. We reacted well. We had big chances. We had a lot of chances to score goals. We weren't able to keep the clean sheet. We had a bad start, and we weren't able to defend the corner. So these were the 2 goals in the game. And in the end, we could score plenty of goals. But we have to score goals if you want to win games like this. And therefore, it's just a result like it is.
I think 14 shots today, but 1 on target. How frustrating was that?
It's always important to shoot on the goal, and I think that's the target from my players, that they want to shoot on goal, so no one shoots on purpose beside the goal. And that's something what we have to keep working on it. But definitely, there's no player who wants to shoot beside the goal.
Their second goal, it looked like Kirkes has nudged the keeper when the crosses come in. Is that a foul for you?
I didn't see it, but I said it from the beginning that they don't have a clear rule about blocking keepers and not blocking keepers.
It does seem to be something that's quite prevalent in the league now from corners, that the opposition will put a player on a goalkeeper with no attempt to play the ball. Is that generally something that managers, people in the game are happy with, or is that something that perhaps needs to be looked at?
I'm happy with clear rules, and I think we don't have clear rules about that, and that's why yeah, we can't be happy about it.
Enough to, on another day, justify a start?
Listen, we just highlighted the things he could have done better, but listen, his performance today was as good as any.
For me, one of the problems with Mo Salah is, as players age, Andy, you can often get something else from them. If be careful how I phrase this now. He's a one-trick pony. What you see is what you get. You're not going to turn him into a dominant midfield player or you know, a centre forward, or
no, he's a weight player.
He's just that, and he looks like his best days are behind him, doesn't he?
I mean, maybe that. I mean, he's played that long in this league now that players pretty much. Jason is a defender. Players pretty much know 8 times out of 10 what he's going to try and do when he's playing on the right, and that's come in, try and get it onto his left foot. Occasionally he'll go wide, but every now and again to keep you guessing. But maybe they're getting cute towards him as well. And yet age does come into it. He's fast approaching his 35th year. He'll be 34 soon, I think, isn't he, Jason? So that does have an effect on you. And he's played intense football for 7 years at Anfield. So, you know, that can have an effect on you as well, Richard. When he sets the standard as high as he set it, and when you get to mid-30s, it's hard. You can still do the things you did at 25, at 35, but you can't do them as often in a football match.
I think the question you just asked there is quite a good one, because I think it plays into the narrative of what has just happened as well. I think, you know, Andy's just touched on his age there, and he's a superstar in world football. Yeah. And it's not just about when you get to that senior professional level at a football club like Liverpool. It's offering everything on the pitch, it's offering off the pitch as well. And I think this is the disappointment maybe of some ex-players, maybe of some pundits, maybe of some people within the game. It's his attitude that it shouldn't all be about him. He needs to show an example in the dressing room. He needs to show an example to the younger players. And at this moment in time, Liverpool are struggling. And you're looking at your senior players saying, OK, it's not just how you are on the pitch, but it's what you're doing off the pitch.
And the coach, the senior management at the club have probably suggested to him one thing, and the coach,
this is what I think as well,
has delivered something else and not what he wanted.
But I feel this was always coming to this point with the manager and the player. I think it's premature. I think it's come far too soon than what we expected. But I think closer to that 2 years of that contract running down, I think you would have seen this happening.
He will not start the second season of that contract.
Possibly not. That might be the best thing for everyone.
I think that, I tell you what,
and
Richard,
I suspect
a lot of it depends.
He will not be going to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard suggestions of that as well. Yeah.
USA?
Imagine if he signed for Arsenal.
He wouldn't do that, would he?
No, Arsenal don't need him. They've got plenty of players in that area.
Good point.
No, I can't see Premier League being his destination.
No. Well, at a better time when
what timing would have worked for you?
Well, at a better time when Liverpool were actually playing better football, not in the middle of a slump. Well, I say a slump, not in the middle of poor form. You know, that for me was the wrong time for somebody of his stature to come out and say what he said. Listen.
Sorry. So he came out and said how he was feeling, and he was honest with support. Steven Gerrard twice wanted to leave that football club, and it was only when he finished playing that we found out an effort he made to leave that football club. There wasn't anger associated with any of that.
He wanted to leave the football. He wanted to leave the football club twice.
Yes.
Or he was offered.
No, you know he had conversations about going to Chelsea.
Well, why didn't he go?
Well, that's another matter entirely. I think you probably know and have heard the same speculation as me as to why he didn't go, but he decided he wanted to stay at the football club rather than go and join Mourinho at Chelsea. But his intent was very plain. I mean, Salah hasn't said, I want to leave, in so many words.
Well, you might as well have done.
Well, no. Well, I agree with Andy. I think the timing was completely wrong. And listen, we're not sitting here now saying we don't understand the emotion of what Salah has said. I completely sympathise with him. I think there are other players in that team that possibly could be left out. Well, not possibly. I think should be.
By the way, 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's not the only one. But unfortunately for Mo Salah, if we've spent £400 million and a lot of that finance has gone into that area of the pitch. Yeah. So the manager has a wealth of options in that area. He doesn't have a wealth of options at centre-half. He just doesn't. Sol Quansah, Leone's injured, missed out on Gay. Gomez is now playing right back because Conor Bradley can't stay fit, and Frimpong's injured. So, you know, the manager for me is fighting for his life and is fully in control of that football team and makes them decisions based on what he wants to do. That's what he gets paid to do. He's in his right to drop Mo Salah. I have sympathy with Mo Salah. I do. But Andy's right. I think the timing was wrong.
Certainly, I was there later on in my career when you get left out of a team and you think, well, why? You know, I should be playing. I remember a championship winning season at Everton. I got injured in the first couple of games. I was out for about 10 games. Couldn't get in. Had to sit there. Kept my mouth shut. And eventually went back in the side. So I understand where he's coming from. He's right in respect that I just got the impression he thinks, as Jason quite rightly says, there are half a dozen players there who have nowhere near the levels they need to be at or have been at in years, right? That could easily have been left out. I think there's a little bit of he's been made the scapegoat, right? Salah, I think that's he probably. Why me?
La Kings Limited Goal Edition, solo hay 50 unidades de todos los equipos y también puede ser vuestra entrando en kingsleague.pro. Así que es los datos a tener en cuenta en cuanto a indumentarias. Gran partido, Gonzalo, Gerard, el que tenemos por delante.
Ojo, estilo La Bombonera, estadio de River.
Hostia, más minutos de retraso en el inicio, ¿eh? Ya tenemos lío.
Lo llamó Edo, dibujando la parábola sobre la banda derecha, donde en el vértice del área aparece Nadir. ¡Nadir para adentro! ¡Gol! De Nadir Lua, que tiene una facilidad pasmosa. Encuentra a Pablo, qué balón para Nadir para el segundo. Se zafa de Cócera, es un golazo. ¡Es un golazo! Señoras, señores, bienvenidos al show de Nadir Lua. Pibe.
El mejor.
Vamos
haciendo
espionaje, ¿eh?
Vaya mierda dado, pibe. Va, ya te puedes ir a la cúpula a comer, va.
Hay que salir Cócera para entregar hacia el centro. Se la regala Coy, le puede pegar Coy para adentro.
Vaya chicha, nano.
¡Gol! De Porcinos Óscar Coy. Pues sí.
Pero es que, señores,
no te lo dije.
Tenemos, comodín, ¿cómo lo usamos? Penalti.
Penalti.
Será penalti.
Acuni.
Puede meter en el partido a Cuni. Jordi para adentro, qué golazo.
¡Wow!
¡Dios! ¡Gol! Vamos con Nadir Lua y con Laura Vizcaíno.
Pues sí, Nadir, 2 goles, victoria y a cuartos, enhorabuena.
Sí, sabíamos que el partido iba a ser muy importante porque veníamos de una muy mala dinámica. El equipo ha estado bien, sufríamos defensivamente y creo que hemos estado muy juntitos. Y nada, primer objetivo cumplido.
Os espera Science, rival complicado, imagino.
Sí, empatamos contra ellos y en shootout perdimos. Ha quedado segundo por algo. Nada, concentración, confianza con nosotros mismos y intentar ganar para el sábado estar en el Wizzing.
Pues lo veremos mañana, mucha suerte.